Welcome to another episode of Learn English with Podcast Conversations. I'm Jennifer, and with me is Thomas. Today, we're diving into a topic that's crucial for many people: work-life integration, balancing professional and personal life.
Before we jump in, let's talk about how listening to podcasts can be a powerful tool for improving your English listening and communication skills. By tuning into conversations like ours, you not only practice understanding spoken English, but also learn to engage in discussions about various topics.
This helps you build your vocabulary and become more comfortable with expressing ideas and sharing information. So, as we explore today's topic, keep an ear out for new words and phrases that might be useful in your own conversations. Thomas, let's start by defining what we mean by work-life integration. It's often used interchangeably with work-life balance, but there are subtle differences. Work-life integration refers to blending professional and personal responsibilities in a way that they complement each other, rather than seeing them as separate entities.
That's right, Jennifer. Unlike work-life balance, which suggests keeping work and personal life separate, work-life integration is about finding harmony between the two. It acknowledges that both aspects of our lives are interconnected and that it's about making them work together in a way that supports overall well-being.
Exactly. It's about flexibility and allowing for the dynamic nature of modern life, where personal and professional responsibilities can overlap. This approach can lead to a more fulfilling and less stressful experience.
And it's important to note that work-life integration can look different for everyone. What works for one person might not work for another, so it's about finding what fits best for your individual needs and circumstances. One key aspect of work-life integration is flexibility. How do you think flexibility contributes to managing both professional and personal responsibilities, Jennifer?
Flexibility is crucial because it allows people to adapt their schedules to fit their personal needs. For example, if you have a family commitment or a personal appointment, being able to adjust your work hours or work from home can make a big difference. It helps to reduce stress and create a more balanced lifestyle.
Exactly. Flexibility also means having the ability to shift priorities as needed. Sometimes work demands might be higher, and other times personal needs might take precedence. Being able to adjust your approach without feeling overwhelmed is a key benefit of work-life integration.
And it's not just about changing your hours. Flexibility can also involve the type of work you do and where you do it. Remote work and flexible job roles can play a significant role in achieving a more integrated approach. While flexibility is important, setting boundaries is equally crucial. How do you manage boundaries between work and personal life, Thomas?
Setting boundaries is all about creating clear distinctions between work time and personal time. For me, having a dedicated workspace helps. When I'm in that space, I'm focused on work. When I leave it, I switch off and focus on personal time.
That's a great strategy. I also find that establishing clear work hours helps. Communicating these hours to colleagues and family members ensures that everyone respects the boundaries you've set, which helps to maintain a balance.
Absolutely. Boundaries also involve knowing when to unplug from work. For instance, not checking emails after a certain time helps to prevent work from intruding into personal life.
Yes, and it's important to create routines that support these boundaries. Having a start and end time for your workday can help signal to your brain that it's time to switch gears.
Technology plays a big role in work-life integration. How do you think technology affects our ability to manage both work and personal life?
Technology can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, tools like email and video conferencing enable remote work and flexibility. On the other hand, they can blur the lines between work and personal life if not managed properly.
That's true. While technology helps us stay connected and manage tasks efficiently, it also means that work can follow us home. It's important to set limits on how and when we use these tools to prevent burnout.
I agree. Using features like Do Not Disturb or setting specific times for checking emails can help maintain boundaries. It's all about using technology in a way that supports your work-life integration rather than disrupting it. Balancing work and personal life can sometimes be stressful. What are some strategies you use to manage stress, Thomas?
Managing stress involves both proactive and reactive strategies. On the proactive side, regular exercise and a healthy diet play a big role. On the reactive side, when I start feeling stressed, I use techniques like deep breathing and taking short breaks to clear my mind.
Those are great techniques. I also find that staying organized helps reduce stress. Having a clear plan and prioritizing tasks can prevent last-minute rushes and feelings of overwhelm.
Absolutely. And sometimes just talking things out with a friend or a colleague can be really helpful. It's important to have a support system and to acknowledge when you need help.
Yes, having a support system is crucial. It's also helpful to set aside time for relaxation and hobbies, which can provide a much-needed break from work-related stress.
Effective time management is essential for work-life integration. What are some time management strategies you use, Jennifer?
One strategy I use is time blocking. I allocate specific time slots for different tasks and activities, which helps me stay focused and organized. It also ensures that I make time for both work and personal activities. Time blocking is a great approach. I also find that using a planner or digital calendar helps keep me on track. Scheduling regular breaks and setting reminders can make a big difference in managing my day effectively. Another useful strategy is setting clear goals for each day. By identifying what I want to achieve, I can stay focused and make sure I'm making progress in both work and personal areas.
And it's important to review and adjust your plan as needed. Flexibility in time management allows you to adapt to any changes or unexpected events that may arise.
Self-care is an important aspect of work-life integration. How do you prioritize self-care in your daily routine, Thomas?
I make self-care a priority by setting aside time each day for activities that I enjoy and that help me relax. Whether it's reading a book, going for a walk, or practicing mindfulness, these activities help me recharge and maintain my well-being.
That's great. I also find that incorporating self-care into my routine helps me stay balanced. I schedule regular downtime and make sure to engage in activities that bring me joy and relaxation.
Self-care can also include taking time off when needed. It's important to recognize when you need a break and to take it without feeling guilty. Rest and recovery are essential for maintaining overall health.
Absolutely. And self-care isn't just about physical health. It's also about mental and emotional well-being. So finding ways to manage stress and stay positive is equally important.
Effective communication is key to work-life integration. How do you communicate your needs and boundaries with others, Jennifer?
I believe in being clear and assertive. When discussing boundaries or needs, I make sure to communicate them directly and respectfully. It's important to express what you need without ambiguity.
That's a good approach. Clear communication helps set expectations and prevent misunderstandings. It's also important to be open to feedback and willing to negotiate if needed.
Yes, and it's helpful to have regular check-ins with both colleagues and family members to ensure that everyone is on the same page and that boundaries are respected.
Regular communication can also help address any issues or concerns before they become bigger problems. It fosters a collaborative approach to managing both work and personal responsibilities.
Many people juggle multiple roles, such as being a parent, employee, and friend. How do you manage these various roles effectively, Thomas?
Balancing multiple roles requires organization and prioritization. I try to allocate specific times for each role and ensure that I give adequate attention to each one. It's also important to be flexible and adapt as needed.
That's a great approach. I also find that setting realistic expectations helps. It's important to recognize that you can't do everything perfectly and to be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned.
And delegating tasks when possible can help manage multiple roles more effectively. Whether it's sharing responsibilities at home or asking for help at work, delegating can lighten the load.
Yes, and making time for self-care and relaxation is crucial. It's easy to get caught up in multiple roles, but taking care of yourself ensures that you can perform well in all areas of your life.
I look at how well I'm managing my stress levels, whether I'm meeting my professional goals, and if I have enough personal time for hobbies and family. If something feels off, I'll make adjustments like reworking my schedule or reevaluating my priorities.
That's a smart approach. I also take time to reflect on how I'm feeling overall, both physically and mentally. If I'm feeling burned out or disconnected from personal activities, I know it's time to rebalance and make changes.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where both your work and personal life feel fulfilling. And since life is always changing, it's good to keep checking in with yourself and adjusting your approach when necessary.
And let's not forget, it's okay to seek advice or support from mentors, friends, or even professionals if you're struggling with achieving that balance. How does company culture influence work-life integration, Thomas?
Company culture plays a huge role. If the workplace encourages flexibility, understands personal commitments, and supports well-being, it becomes much easier to achieve work-life integration.
Definitely, if employees feel they're valued beyond their work output and are supported in maintaining a healthy balance, they're more likely to stay motivated and productive.
On the other hand, if a company expects employees to be on all the time, that can lead to burnout. It's important to have policies that promote mental and physical health, like offering remote work options or flexible schedules.
And it's essential for companies to foster an open dialogue around work-life integration. Encouraging employees to voice their needs can create a supportive environment where everyone can thrive. Let's talk about leadership. How can leaders support their teams in achieving work-life integration?
Leaders set the tone by leading by example, taking breaks, setting boundaries, and respecting work-life integration. They encourage their teams to do the same.
Yes, when leaders prioritize balance, it creates a culture where employees feel empowered to do so as well. Leaders should also be approachable and flexible when employees need to adjust their work patterns for personal reasons.
Being empathetic is key. Leaders who understand the challenges of balancing work and personal life can offer practical solutions and make accommodations that help their teams succeed in both areas.
And acknowledging the importance of time off, ensuring employees feel comfortable taking vacations or breaks without guilt goes a long way in fostering a healthier work environment. Balancing work and personal life can sometimes isolate people. How do you maintain social connections, Thomas?
I make an effort to stay in touch with friends and family, even during busy times. Scheduling regular catch-ups or setting aside time on weekends helps me maintain those important connections.
I do the same. Social connections are essential for emotional well-being. Even if it's a quick phone call or grabbing coffee with a friend, these moments help me recharge and feel more connected.
It's easy to let social connections slide when work gets overwhelming, but prioritizing them brings a sense of balance and joy to life.
And meaningful conversations with friends or family members can help put work challenges into perspective, reminding us that there's more to life than just work. How do hobbies fit into your work-life integration, Thomas?
Hobbies are crucial. They allow me to express myself and disconnect from work. Whether it's painting, playing music, or hiking, these activities give me a sense of fulfillment and relaxation.
Same here. I love reading and gardening, and I make sure to carve out time for these activities. They provide an outlet for creativity and help me recharge after a long workday.
And having hobbies reminds us that life isn't just about work. It's important to nurture personal passions and interests to lead a well-rounded life.
Absolutely. When we pursue our interests, we bring more energy and creativity to all areas of life, including work. Life changes, like a new job or family dynamics, can throw off work-life integration. How do you adapt to these changes, Thomas?
I try to be flexible and adjust my routine when big changes happen. For example, If I start a new job, I give myself time to get into a new rhythm, and I communicate my needs with both my employer and family.
That's important. For me, it's about being patient with myself during transitions. Life isn't static, and being adaptable helps me navigate those shifts more smoothly.
Exactly. Embracing change and not being too hard on yourself is key. It's okay to make adjustments and reevaluate what work-life integration looks like in different seasons of life.
Yes, and sometimes it means reassessing your priorities. What worked before might need to change, and that's perfectly fine. Burnout is a big issue when work and personal life get out of balance. What are your strategies to avoid burnout, Thomas?
To avoid burnout, I make self-care and relaxation a priority. I also try to recognize early signs of burnout, like feeling constantly exhausted or detached from work, and address them before they escalate.
Great point. I find that setting realistic expectations and not overcommitting is essential in avoiding burnout. Sometimes it's okay to say no to extra tasks if it means protecting your well-being.
And regularly disconnecting from work, taking vacations, or unplugging over the weekends helps me recharge and return to work with fresh energy.
Yes, breaks are important. Constant work without rest leads to burnout, so it's important to build in time for recovery. Technology can blur the lines between work and personal life. How do you set boundaries with technology, Thomas?
I make it a point to turn off work notifications after a certain hour. I also avoid checking my email first thing in the morning. It's important to create that mental separation.
That's smart. I also set specific times when I'll check emails or work messages. Outside of those times, I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb to maintain focus on personal life.
It's tempting to always be connected, but constantly being on can lead to stress and burnout. Having digital boundaries ensures you have time to unplug and recharge.
And it's okay to communicate those boundaries with colleagues. Letting them know when you're available or unavailable helps set expectations and respect each other's time. How important is planning for downtime in work-life integration?
Planning for downtime is crucial. I block out specific days or weekends where I won't do any work. These are my off times to relax, spend time with family, or do something enjoyable.
That's a great strategy. I also schedule downtime. Even just an afternoon to myself can make a big difference in recharging and preventing burnout.
Without intentional downtime, it's easy to fall into the trap of constantly working. Planned breaks allow us to maintain balance and give our minds a much-needed rest.
And downtime isn't just about being lazy, it's about creating space for recovery, creativity, and simply enjoying life outside of work. What role do flexible work arrangements play in work-life integration?
They're a game changer. Having the ability to work from home or adjust my hours helps me manage personal commitments while staying productive at work.
I agree. Flexibility allows me to tailor my work schedule to my needs, which reduces stress and increases job satisfaction. It's not about working less, but working smarter.
When companies offer flexible options, they show they trust employees to manage their time responsibly. That trust leads to higher morale and better work-life integration.
It also helps with emergencies or unexpected personal issues. Flexibility gives us the freedom to manage our lives without feeling guilty or falling behind at work. How does setting realistic goals help in balancing work and personal life?
Setting realistic goals ensures that I'm not overloading myself. I break tasks into manageable steps and focus on priorities. This prevents overwhelm and gives me more time for personal life.
Exactly. I think it's easy to get caught up in wanting to do everything at once. But setting achievable goals helps maintain focus and prevents us from burning out.
And it's okay if things don't go perfectly. I remind myself that work is a marathon, not a sprint. Setting realistic expectations helps me stay grounded and balanced.
That's key understanding that small, consistent progress is often more sustainable than trying to do everything at once. And that leaves room for personal activities, too. How important is it to ask for help when trying to balance work and personal life?
It's essential. Sometimes we try to do everything ourselves, but asking for help from colleagues, friends, or family can lighten the load and reduce stress.
I completely agree. Whether it's delegating tasks at work or asking for support from loved ones, sharing the responsibilities helps me feel more in control.
We all have limits, and asking for help doesn't mean we're failing. It means we're being proactive in managing our time and energy.
Absolutely. And when we're open about our needs, we create opportunities for collaboration and teamwork, which ultimately leads to a better balance. How do you prioritize health and well-being in the work-life balance equation?
I schedule workouts, eat well, and make sure to get enough sleep. If I'm not physically and mentally healthy, it's impossible to perform well at work or enjoy my personal life.
Health is the foundation. I make time for exercise, meditate, and ensure I have moments of calm throughout the day. These practices keep me grounded and energized.
When health takes a back seat, everything else suffers. It's essential to prioritize well-being as part of the work-life integration strategy.
And sometimes, we have to be intentional about self-care, treating it as non-negotiable, even when work gets busy. Many people feel guilty when they're not working, even during their personal time. How do you overcome that?
I used to feel guilty, but I've realized that taking time for myself actually makes me more productive when I return to work. I remind myself that rest is just as important as working hard.
I still struggle with that guilt sometimes, but I've learned to shift my mindset. I focus on the long-term benefits of rest and remind myself that personal time makes me more effective overall.
Exactly. It's about viewing rest as part of the success formula. Without it, we'd be constantly drained and unable to give our best.
And guilt only adds to stress. Letting go of that guilt allows us to enjoy our personal time fully and return to work refreshed. Do you think celebrating personal and professional achievements helps with work-life integration?
Definitely. Celebrating milestones, whether at work or in personal life, keeps me motivated and reminds me of the progress I've made.
It's important to acknowledge both big and small victories. Celebrating helps create a sense of fulfillment and balances the hard work with moments of joy.
When we celebrate achievements, it's a way of saying, I'm doing well in both areas of my life. It reinforces the idea that work and personal life are connected, and both should be enjoyed.
And it's not just about the big things. Recognizing daily efforts and small wins also helps maintain a positive mindset and a balanced outlook. We've covered a lot today, Thomas, from setting boundaries with technology to prioritizing health and well-being. What's the final takeaway for achieving sustainable work-life integration?
It's all about balance, adaptability, and self-awareness. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, but being intentional about how we spend our time and setting boundaries is key.
And I'd add that flexibility is crucial. Life is constantly changing, and our approach to work-life integration needs to evolve as well. It's okay to make adjustments when necessary.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's about creating a life where both work and personal commitments can thrive without sacrificing one for the other.
Well said, Thomas. Thanks for joining us today. Remember, listeners, achieving work-life integration is a continuous process, but with the right strategies, it's absolutely possible. See you next time.